Quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, 2Game. 2Game are an official digital retailer where you can buy legit game keys, support the publisher, and get games cheaper on great deals. If you'd like to pay them a visit, the link will be in both the comment section and in the description. You know those games where it seems like everybody on the internet just read your mind? I'm talking about those games that you loved as a kid, and here you are a decade later where it seems like everyone has the same exact opinion about that game as you do. Well, NBA Live 05 is one of those games. You can go look up the soundtrack, you can go look up the game itself, and all the comments are reminiscing about Live 05's greatness the same way you are. It's even a common opinion that this was the greatest live ever, much like it's become consensus that 2K11 was the greatest 2K ever. So how did that happen? Why is it that when I visited my cousin a couple of months ago, and we're in the year 2018, that he literally asked me if I had brought NBA Live 2005 with my PlayStation 2? Well, let's start here.
Ready for 2005, here we go now.
Oh, that goddamn intro. 10-year-old me is getting hyped right now to spend the next few hours on this game. I'm not gonna sit here and lie like I watch this intro every time I played the game because that would have been impossible to keep up with through the year, but this is easily one of the most enjoyable NBA game intros ever, and it makes it easily distinguishable from all the other basketball games you played in your childhood. Another enjoyable part, at least in the year 2005, was sitting at the main menu and watching the pictures of a number of NBA stars cycle through, which was an entertaining presentation. But a personal favorite of mine was when you got ready to start the game. I'm pretty sure everybody noticed that going through and selecting the jerseys, a number of them were locked, and most of them were desirable classics and throwbacks. Well, they were locked because they were actually in a store, and you had to earn them by completing various challenges in games like grabbing a certain number of rebounds, scoring a certain number of points, all random challenges that would result in you gaining currency to buy them. Now, we're currently in 2018, and I'm pissed about the simple fact that you have to unlock teams online now, and I didn't really enjoy it in NBA 2K12 or whatever 2K that was when you had to unlock teams either. So it's safe to say that today I wouldn't like to have to unlock the jerseys either, but back in 2005, before there was so much content to go through in a game, this was an awesome little challenge to keep you entertained when quick games were so crucial to the game itself, and it really felt awesome to rock these new threads once you earned them. That takes us right into the actual shop I was talking about. If you saw on my main channel a couple of years ago, before the neighborhood ever existed, one of my biggest requests for 2K was an in-game store where we could walk in and buy accessories. I felt that this was something that was long overdue, especially because I saw this as one of the main things that made NBA Live 05 feel so different from other basketball games. There was just something about coming in here after you'd earned points through the gameplay and seeing all these shoes and special jerseys on the wall that made it feel epic. In today's gaming world, it seemed like going into the store in the neighborhood got stale rather quickly, but again, what we're talking about now was in the year 2005, and anything extra like that was a big leg up on the competition. I'm one of those people that actually enjoys going into the store for clothes in 2K today, so I just feel like it's an added touch that should be in any sports game. But now we can go ahead and kill all the small talk and just get right into what really made Live so special for everyone.
Looks like he'll toss it to himself.
360! A 360 between their legs. This is elevation at its finest.
Let's not even kid ourselves here. The dunk contest is about 60% of the reason we're all so nostalgic about this game, and that was actually the specific mode that my cousin was inquiring about when I came up a few months ago. The fact that 13 years later, a mode on a PS2 game can still provide entertainment means they truly did something right. Whatever they did here, they somehow simply failed to ever duplicate it in any of their following games. The AllStar Weekend in general was so accurate and entertaining in this game that I have no problem saying no 2K game in history ever made one as good as this. For one thing, it was amazing that you could just go into AllStar Weekend mode and play everything instead of how it is now where you have to play through an entire season to access them. The other part was that in the dunk contest, you had complete control over whatever dunk you did, and there was hundreds of combinations so that it took a while to get stale. Of course, it was unrealistic as hell, right? Kicking the ball off huge jumbotrons, front flips into 360s, none of it was really possible in real life, but maybe that's what made it so fun. One thing 2K's recent dunk contests have suffered from, aside from having to press buttons in a Guitar Hero fashion, is that the dunks keep coming out the same for both you and the computer, and nothing out of the ordinary really ever happens. I would actually argue that 2K's dunk contests on the blacktop were better because at least back then you had full control to make combinations. However, the cartoon level dunks you could do in Live are still fun all these years later, and that's what made them such a blast back in 05. And the rest of AllStar Weekend was fun as well. The 3-point contest, the All-Star game, in an era back when we were sitting on our living room floors playing this game on 2-player, those modes never got old. Not to mention the dunking minigame they had where you could just do as many dunks as possible to see who could get a certain score first. Funny enough, NBA 2K11 actually ripped off this mode for their own dunk contest. The only problem was that it was the only dunk contest mode available, which was a terrible idea. So as far as why everyone loves NBA Live 2005 so much, what I discussed here was really the bulk of it. After that, you've got your regular modes like the playoffs, season mode, dynasty mode, which was basically my GM before my GM, a small blacktop mode where you can do one-on-one, and of course the regular games themselves. I didn't even bother to touch on the gameplay here because on the PS2's hardware and being a 13-year-old game, there's just absolutely no way to evaluate what the gameplay was actually like for its time. I've simply played too many upgraded games since then to give a proper opinion. I will say that as I circled back around to it, the courts themselves seem pretty for 2005 and the players' faces don't look as bad as I remembered. Regardless of what the gameplay was like, between the All-Star Weekend, earning points to unlock all the accessories, and the quick games themselves, I understand why we love this game so much for its time. And it could very well be that we hang on to it because for most people, this was one of the last live games they truly loved before they started to transition into 2K. Live did hold on for another 5 years after this before they really went downhill, but through that entire time it really felt like a downward trend before 2K officially took over. That's not to say that nobody loved a live game after this, but most people would look at it as the last one that was hands down more popular than 2K, and for that it'll always hold a special place in the memory of those who played it. And now in the year 2018, a majority of people have made the transition to 2K, and if you haven't gotten your hands on NBA 2K19 yet, 2Game can help you with that. 2Game are an official digital retailer where you can buy legit game keys, support the publisher, and get games cheaper on great deals. If you'd like to pay them a visit, the link will be in both the comment section and in the description. Alright, so that's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, comment, and sub, and hit the bell next to my name if you want notifications on future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.